Good morning. It's the day, Saturday, July 13th, and we are starting a Mount Whitney trip, going in at Shepherd's Pass to Cottonwood. And stayed at the Best Western in Lone Pine last night. And we'll be heading up over there tomorrow, or to this morning. All right, here we are, Shepherd's Pass trailhead. There's some bear boxes. Here's the signage if you'd like to read it. And heads up the canyon right here. The road in wasn't too bad. The parking lot is more full than we anticipated. But high clearance recommended, but some lower clearance vehicles made it in. So that is looking down on Independence down there. Should be a good day. We're going 8 miles to Anvil. The washout here makes it a little challenging for trail navigation. I've read reports that the first mile or two is a little bit challenging, but we were able to do it. I think the better path in the first mile is to cross down low and come on the other side and then cross right there. Anyway, continuing up Shepherd's Pass to Anvil. We've climbed 9,000 feet. This is where we start to drop. And we're almost to our water, 4 miles in Shepherd's Pass. Well, we made it to Anvil Camp. We're at 10,300 feet. And managed to get a nice site tucked away. There's quite a bit of campers here. Camping. Anyway, coming up Shepherd's Pass is it's pretty challenging. It took us about 8 hours, I'd say. We started at 7:15 and it is 3:45. So I don't know, you could do the math, but we've been here for a little bit. There's good water at at Anvil. The maps show Anvil off trail, but you pretty much come right through Anvil Camp. So we'll go up to Shepherd's tomorrow, Shepherd Pass in the morning, and then make our way through there. But it's been a fun trip, but it's a lot of climbing. I mean, it's all climbing coming up Shepherd's Pass, 6,000 to 10,300. It's kind of where we started, and it's only 8 miles, but it literally took us a mile an hour to come up. And I think I drank, I'm a big boy and I sweat a lot, but I think I downed close to 5 liters climbing over that 8-hour period. So there was water at mile 1. The trail was a little washed out from their big weather, but then after that, we were able to just kind of make do. A lot of campers here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there's about 10 different campers. There's 7 in our group, so looks maybe there's 11. No, 7 in our group, 6 of our sites, and then there's 3 other campers here. So still 2 sites available if anybody wants to come join us. Anyway, with that being said, we're gonna hang out, rehydrate, eat, rest, acclimate, and then do Shepherd's Pass tomorrow. See you in the morning, maybe, or later tonight. I don't know if you can even hear me. It's raining pretty bad in here, or out here. kind of picked up right after we finished dinner. Wind was howling pretty good. I had to move my tent, and then now we're getting a lot more rain, so it'll be an interesting trip. All right, good morning. Day 2, leaving Annville. It's about 7:10. Not a good night for me last night. Had the rain, wind, had to relocate my tarp, and then my pad popped or deflated around 11:30 last night. So I don't know if it's got a hole or not, but either way, we're going over Shepherd's Pass this morning, and we plan, I'll film at the top obviously, and then I don't know, trying to make it to Crabtree Meadows this morning. So there's a trail behind me out of Annville with the creek. So alrighty, I'll see you at the top of Shepherd. There's a trail hiking up Shepherd's. Go to the left up there. I can't really see it, but we're close to almost 11,000 feet, and there's still these giant mountains above us. That's the water source down to Annville down there. There she is. Shepherd's Pass, right at the saddle there. I'm trying to document Shepherd's Pass a lot because I feel like there's not a lot of info out there. But we're just shy of the summit. Someone's coming down or someone's throwing rocks, but there's this saddle right behind me. We're at like, that's at 12,000 right there. So we're sitting around like 11,200, I think. Anyway, Shepherd's Pass sucks. It's doable, but you gotta be strong. So just take that into account. So this is us climbing up Shepherd's Pass. You can see some of my crew down there. This thing, the upper half is really washed out. You kind of zigzag, but there's a lot of rock scrambling to get to the original trail. Just a lot of rock fallings, as you can see. That's kind of the original trail right there. And it goes up through that crack over there. So almost there. We're at 11,007 or 11,849. So we're gonna do it. It's a little windy, but here we are, Shepherd's Pass. We made it to the PCT southbound, and we got about 9 miles to Crabtree Meadows. So here we are hiking. The backside of Shepherd's Pass was a slow drop, 3.5 mile grade down to PCT, which was nice. So here's Tyndall Creek Ranger Station, and we're going to continue on the John Muir Trail. Bighorn Plateau, and there's Mount Whitney in the clouds. That bad mamma jamma. We'll see, we're supposed to be standing on top of that tomorrow. Not sure if I'll make it. Well, the weather continues to give us a challenge. We're hiking into some thunder at the moment. We're trying to drop down to Crabtree Meadow. So, we'll see how it goes. walking into the storm. Pretty views. Oh, we made it to Crabtree Meadows, that's what it is. Didn't rain on us yet, not really, so gonna be camping here tonight and then hopefully summiting Whitney in the morning. It'll be 7.5 miles up from here and then 7.5 back down and camp here again. So it's been a good, today was a challenging day with the rain and the climb at the beginning, but it's been a good day. So feels good to be back at camp and hopefully get some sleep tonight. Got my pad sealed, so hopefully that'll help out. And yeah, quite a few backpackers here. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. It is day 3 of our trip, June 15th, about 6 a.m. in the morning, and we are about to start our summit to Mount Whitney. And we stayed in Crabtree Meadows by the ranger station last night and had a pretty good night's sleep. I was able to repair my pad a little bit and it held for most of the night, but getting a good solid sleep here. But anyway, feeling good, just enjoying the meadow a little bit. I'll try to get a video or picture of Mount Whitney here in a second, but we're camped right around 10,800 feet. But yeah, nice water source here, 7.5 miles up, 4,000 feet of elevation gain from here to Mount Whitney. So we're gonna leave at 7, hopefully summit by 1, be back down and camp here again tomorrow night, or tonight. So, all right, let me see if I can get a video of Whitney. On our way up to summit Whitney. There she is in the distance. Pretty out. Just over 13,000 feet. Came up through that valley down there. Well, that's Whitney. Took about 7 hours to hike, do the 7.5 miles up here from Crabtree Meadows. So, Whitney recap. I've been hiking since 6:45 this morning, and it is 5:17, and I'm not back at camp yet. I still have about 2.5 miles to go, and it's funny because it's a beast. It's probably one of the hardest physical things I'll ever do. 15-mile round trip from camp, over 4,000 feet of elevation gain, and it's hard terrain, but it's beautiful out here. I mean, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. Those little marmots are funny. Can't show you that one, but what's cool is sometimes traffic gets bad. If you're a slow hiker, you can slow down all the stock animals. But I'm just dropping below Guitar Lake, heading down to Crabtree Meadows. We're gonna stay the night again. So, good day, but tired. All right, signing off. What causes a bad day?
Lots and lots of fixing on these loads.
Good morning. Day 3, I think. But we had a good night's sleep last night. My pad didn't survive again, so I slept not well. Feeling beat up today after doing Whitney yesterday. But this is kind of the Crabtree Meadow right here. It's pretty, but anyway, just getting started for the day and heading to Rock Springs Lake, I think, or Rock Creek Lake. I'm not sure. Anyway, should be a good time. So I'll see you then. Hiking south of Crabtree Meadows, heading towards Rock Springs. This is Rock Creek, and we're heading up the trail, and we're gonna pull off the PCT and stay at Rock Creek Lake. Actually, I guess it's Rock Springs. All right, it is our last night here on trail, and we made it to Rock Creek Springs, heading towards New Army. So staying at a very lovely meadow here, and there's a beautiful little lake and a creek that runs out of it, which is Rock Creek. Kind of runs down to the PCT. If you stay at Rock Creek Springs, this is where that water feeds from. So a little shaky, but super pretty out here. I'll get out of the way here in a minute. Today was kind of a lighter hiking day. It was about 11 miles for us today. And we're staying, excuse me, mosquito, up behind us in the trees here. So it was a good day, all in all. Challenging because, you know, yesterday climbing Mount Whitney really takes it out of you. I like those rocks in the background of the mountains, but so feet were hurting really bad today, but outside that, it was nice to only do 11 miles, not too much elevation gain. So tomorrow we'll power out of here and go 12 miles to over New Army Pass into Cottonwood, and then get our cars and be the end of the trip. So other than that, it's been a fun, challenging trip, and I look forward to getting home and seeing my family. Start of day 5, last day on the trail. All right, morning update. Camp was cold last night. Pad's still not working well. Sun is very bright this morning, but I'm trying to see if you can capture any of the background. But no, we did, I don't know, it's our last day on trail. So the plan is to head over New Army Pass and exit out to our cars, which are parked at Cottonwood. So we have about a 12-mile day, 2,000 feet of elevation gain. So should be in the pass about 2.8 miles. So I'm right at the Soldier Connector Lake Trail. So anyway, good night, ready to be off the trail and all that fun stuff. So we'll see how the day goes. I'll film on the way out. Heading up to New Army Pass. Got about 1,100 more feet of climbing. It's kind of back on the other side there. But hard to film with the sunlight. Looking down towards kind of the Rock Creek area, coming down New Army on the backside. Still climbing New Army Pass. It's always hard to tell where we came from, but right there is my group coming up behind me. Barely see them. Made it to the top of New Army Pass, looking down on Cottonwood Lakes, I believe. And over here, Old Army Pass would come up right there if you want to climb Mount Langley. And then pretty sure it's looking back at Mount Whitney right there. So, pretty cool. 12,300 is where I'm at right now. Goes a little bit higher up there. Waiting for the rest of the group. I beat them up here. First time ever. Heading down New Army Pass still towards Cottonwood Lakes Trail, which should take us to the car. So it's pretty back in here. It's a nice kind of meadow stream next to us. So trying to catch up to some of my group. Hopefully be at the car next. 3 more miles or so. Well, I'm about a half mile to the car, and I'm gonna bring this video to an end. But it was a fun trip. Went in Shepherd's Pass, summited Mount Whitney on day 3, went over New Army Pass, and exiting Cottonwood for a total of right around 60 miles in 5 days, 4 nights. And it's probably the most challenging thing that you can do is climbing Whitney. It's not easy from any direction. So now it's your challenge to get out, do something hard, set a goal, and go for it. I've been thinking about climbing Mount Whitney since 2018. So 6 years later, and I did it. So, all right, my friends, get out and make your own adventure. See you on the next one.